It's a very common fact that Europe is considered to be the highest skilled region in Counter-Strike. But does that work for every rank? Today we're gonna put that to the test. I took 5 random European and 5 random NA silvers from my Discord server and made them play against each other to figure out which region is better in the game. Will Europe defend its title of being the most skilled region, or will NA players manage to surprise us? Comment down below your prediction and let's find out together. Our silvers agreed to play Inferno, which is considered to be one of the most team-oriented maps in the entire map pool. EU will start city side, which is a stronger side of the map, so NA players are in double disadvantage, ping and map geometry. Cities are playing a default setup of 3A and 2B, where McQueen and Lobster are aggressively picking mid right from the start. Hamburgers decide to push banana and throw some utility. And right from the start we see peak silver IQ, where both of the teams are exchanging insane molotovs. Instead of throwing close molly and nade, Ralphie throws a super late molotov to banana, which does absolutely nothing. But on Hamburger side we see the same thing. Kelpomelpo takes out his molly being wide open, misses it, throws a nade and dies. After killing 2 people on B, you might think that Silvers planted the bomb and played retake. Well, you're thinking wrong. They decided to push CT with a bomb and challenge USPs on a long range, which makes them lose all of their advantage, and let's see the great 1v1 duel which would define the winner of this round. Round 2, and right from the start Hamburgers are demonstrating a new Elon Musk's invention. A full buy round with just 1 rifle, while Kelpomelpo stays with a Glock and doesn't even buy armor. My guy is playing dedicated utility thrower role. Respect. He does exactly what he did last round, picking with utility in his hands, and dies to MP9 with his teammate. Oh yeah, and they also lose the bomb, which lost them the round. Just look at Banana with all of these bodies laying there. This is a real war. 1-1, and Yankees are doing an eco. I think the idea here was to do a 5-man apartments drop, but we meet the stumbling block and the main problem of every silver player: lack of commitment and inability to refrag. Great example of that would be Godspeed. Just take a look at what he's doing while his teammates are fighting right in front of him. 2-1, and we finally see a full buy from both teams. Even Kelpomelpo decided to buy a weapon this time. The round instantly starts with Lobster finding a quick kill in mid. But Freedom Lovers managed to find a refrag in banana, and they just heard the second player shoot on CT, so the site should be free. But instead of going together, they sit in front of the smoke, and after a few refrags, the situation is a 2 versus 2. McDonald's activists are rotating to A side, but Big Manos reads it and finds a kill. Let's watch this 2 versus 1 together. So clearly Big Manos heard 2 people on site, and he was on long just recently, so even without knowing where the last T is, they have to assume that he's somewhere on site. But both of the cities completely ignore that fact and check everything except site. Spoof just takes out a knife and jumps on site without clearing half of it. But still, Big Manos has a great chances of winning since he has 100% information about his opponent. But what does he decide to do? Yes, take out a knife, jump and get caught on a gun switch. Before we continue, let me introduce today's video partner, Skin Club. But you have to be 18 plus to play on a site. They're one of the biggest case opening sites out there with instant withdrawal system. They got daily cases to open, lots of fun game modes to choose from, and a huge variety of deposit methods. I played on a site myself, and as you can see, I managed to profit in a matter of seconds. After that, I tried my luck in case battles where I instantly won in a 2 versus 2. And then, I withdrew my skins and immediately got them in my inventory. If you wanna check them out, use my link in the description for a deposit bonus, and now let's get on with the video. The score is 2-2, and another round starts with Cities finding an early entry in mid. But then Spoof decides to balance things out by pushing apartments and die for absolutely no reason. Meanwhile, the rest of the KFC eaters already took banana. The execute is happening, they find some entries and take an easy round. 2-3, and the round starts with Spoof throwing a molly and a smoke to ramp. After that he goes through the smoke and doesn't spot a single person there. I'm not sure how the T's didn't spot him and paid zero attention, but he ends up behind the entire team of Los Angeles Lakers. Now, CT's completely surrounded banana area and Spoof just needs to finish the job. Or that's what I thought. Anyways, the situation somehow ends up in a 2 vs 3 and Donald Trump's plant the bomb on empty site, which means that we're about to watch another retake. Please no. But this time, Big Mano stepped out, watched Fury's Robotame tutorial and finished the round with 2-1 digs. 3-3. LGBT activists are taking banana again, but Spoof does a counterplay and finds a quick AWP kill. After that he decides to re-pick right in the molly, but overflicks and misses. He falls back, but he still has a good position and misses again. Bro probably thinks he's simple or something, cause otherwise I have no idea why he keeps doing those unnecessary flicks. Also, where is your armor? You had the money to buy first armor. Anyways, he dies with just 1 kill, while he could have had at least 3, and the cities are already pushing from behind. What they don't expect is another lurk from I Just Play, who could have killed 2 people but fails to aim. Anyways, the situation is a 2 vs 2 and both of the city players are on site, but Godspeed manages to find an entry. Do they expect another city though? I guess not. Big Manos gets an easy kill, but unfortunately struggles to win the round. 3-4. Spoof gets a mag 7 to play close in banana, but I guess he didn't forget to buy armor last round. He simply doesn't know that it exists. However, the lack of armor doesn't stop him from finding the first entry, but stops him from getting the second, due to aim punch. Meanwhile, in Boiler, I Just Play finds a kill on Goldfish, and I'm not sure what he was doing there alone, since both of his teammates are playing from side. Seems like we're gonna see an A execute where I Just Play dies in the most classical Silver way, with a nade in his hands. The situation is a 2 vs 2. Kelpamelpa finds a frag on a rotator from B, and they have full information about the last city, since he killed their teammate a few moments ago from side. All what has to be done here is to rotate to B side. Instead of that, homosexual hamburgers for some unknown reason plant on site without even checking it, and Big Manos could have won that if he would have just let go of his control key. 3-5, and I just want you to pay close attention to this peak of team coordination. So, as you can see, the cities are starting 3B. Usually it's done to put heavy pressure on banana or reinforce it if Ts are taking it way too often. But what we see in this round might damage your brain. Spoof comes to throw a molly, but since he doesn't know how to buy armor, he eats an HE and loses 91 health points. What's really interesting here are the positions of his teammates. While Lobster is collecting wood in triple, Ralphie is admiring the view of Catholic Church. After that, Spoof runs to church, confesses to his sins and makes his soul free. Filled with glory and blessings of God, he finds new power within himself and rushes back straight to banana, pre-aiming every single possible angle, but not today. Ts fall back to A side, and after a series of refrags, the situation is a 3 vs 3. Big Manos will be defending this side by himself, and after finding 1 kill, he doesn't find any cover and gets refragged. 2v2 and the bomb is still not planted. Lobster rushes on side with MP9 but fails to hit even 1 bullet from his mag, but same goes for his opponent. That's where the USPs come in play. Kelpamelpo is left in a 1 vs 2 with 10 seconds on the clock, and he falls back to save the gun. What a round. Next round starts with CDs playing 3B again and Spoof picking banana and dying with no armor once more. Godspeed finds another kill in Epps, and Big Manos will be defending the site alone once again. The help is on its way, but can he last long enough? Yes, he can. CDs find 2 kills because Cowboys took way too long before going out. However, Tux Habib with no armor does a great pre-aim on Big Manos, but since he doesn't know how to pick up the bomb, he ends up dying and the round is lost. The score is 5-5, and for the first time we're about to see a 3-man banana take from the EU Silvers. Let's see how it plays out. Lobster picks banana from car and manages to find 2 kills. Meanwhile, Spoof flashes himself and his teammate and burns in the molly because of that. But at least he bought armor. Anyways, Lobster is somehow still alive on car, he finds his 3rd kill and could have gotten the 4th, but he decided to jump and die. Kelpamelpo has to clutch a 2v1 to win this, but he doesn't expect McQueen from behind and gets killed. 6-5 and the last round before the side switch. Spoof with MP9 and no armor again throws a flash, picks banana, finds 1 kill and dies. Meanwhile, Lobster is playing with AWP from coffins. He finds a kill, but the rest of the T players are not willing to refrag. They fall back from banana, but McQueen is already here to cut off the rotation. After sitting in ramp for a while, both of Dodge Charge drivers are finally moving to banana again, but Lobster does not forgive mistakes.
No way.
Good half. T-side starts with EU Silvers putting heavy aggression in mid. Kelpomelba had a good set of utility, but instead of throwing a close mid smoke and a molly, he randomly threw both of the nades and died.
Oh my god!
After that, instead of pushing short, they decided to chase a city on long, and it's 3 people versus 1 guy. What could possibly go wrong? Well, see for yourself. The situation somehow ends up in a 2 versus 2, and I think Big Manos doesn't understand that repeaking the same angle 3 times in a row without moving makes you an easy target. Lobster instantly makes a refrag and plays time. Godspeed tried to clutch this and secure the round for his team, but not this time. Next round we see a lot of Mac 10s from the T side. Spoof goes through the smoke and finds 2 quick entries in mid. And he could have gotten more, but since he forgot to buy armor again, he died to a pistol. Anyways, easy round for T side. The score is 5-9 and EU Silvers are continuing to show aggressive playstyle on the map. They take banana and find an entry, and all what is left is to take the side together, but since they don't know how to do that, they take a lot of unnecessary fights and the situation is a 2 versus 2. But Big Manos and Spoof manage to save the round. Seems like EU is heavily leading. They won a lot of rounds in a row and NA players need to switch things up. But even next round starts really bad for them, since Spoof finds a fast entry in mid and T-side takes easy banana control. Also, Goldfish here dies in a molly and leaves his teammate alone on B. Seems like this round is impossible to lose, right? Wrong. Never underestimate Silvers and their aim. This 3 versus 5 changes to a 2 versus 2 in a matter of seconds and the bomb is still not planted. But Ralphie manages to find a kill and Kelpomelpa will be the last person to clutch this. He's running back and forth in charge, collecting God's grace, and it works, because for some unknown reason Ralphie plants the bomb completely wide open and gets punished for it. With 10 seconds on the clock, Ralphie shows us miracles of God hiding in his grace, and Spoof simply can't find him. And that's how Burger Eaters finally take the round, with God's help. Next round, and once again the B side is taken. We have a 3 versus 3 situation that instantly turns into 2 versus 3 because Silvers don't know how to smoke city. Once again, God saves a player in church from taking nade damage, but after that he's on his own. Ralphie dies and another round is won for Team USA. 7-10 and European Union is desperate to get a round. They group up and go towards apartments, but Tux Habib single-handedly stops them and wins the round for his team. Next round was an eco, T-side just died in banana, so the score is 9-10. We see an ultimate 300 IQ European strategy of 2 orbs going apps and staying next to each other, and it works because they manage to get 2 entries on site. And with 2 entries you might as well take the site, right? Wrong. You need to continue staying in apartments and dying 1 by 1, so the 3v5 would turn into a 1v3 and a lost round. 10-10. This is where it gets serious. Both of the teams represent their region and they might start getting nervous. Spoof tries his incredibly smart strategy of rushing through the smoke again, but fails, and he was very surprised how it didn't work. The rest of the T players are going apartments, but they fail to go out once more and lose the round. 11-10 and we see T players starting to play really slow. They find an entry on A side, but after that they go 5 people into apartments once again. But even then they manage to find another kill and it's another 3 versus 5 for them. But since they don't understand how to go out, this 3 versus 5 turns into a 2 versus 2 in a matter of seconds. The bomb is being planted, but a terrible positioning and lack of awareness makes EU lose another round. Next round we see 5 Ts taking banana, but Tux Habib finds a kill through the smoke, and after that for some unknown reason T players smoke themselves off, leaving Ralphie alone to bait out enemies' attention. Meanwhile, the rest of the team is rotating to A and McQueen finds 2 good entries. Another 2 entries on site, we have seen that many times before. They go out on a completely open site and round like that is impossible to lose. Or that's what I thought. For some unknown reason, even after bomb was planted, Ralphie doesn't even think of rotating from B to help his team. The refrags are happening and the situation is at 2 vs 2, but the problem is that Ralphie is still on B side and McQueen is left alone with just 1 HP. He survives for a pretty long time but fails to find a kill. Ralphie is coming from behind, but the bomb is not planted for him and an ACS wins the round and the game. GG's, what can I say? I can probably see a lot of comments saying stuff like, "Oh, you got some bots in EU team, if I played I would have dropped 40 and carried the game." Well, that's kind of the whole point, isn't it? To get 5 random people for each region and make them play together. Anyways, I need to know if you want to see more of those videos with players from different regions fighting each other. That was really painful to watch, to be honest, and it took me 3 whole days to rewatch this demo many times and write the script with all of the important like round details and stuff, so I would really appreciate if you could leave a like and let me know which region do you want to see next in our silver battle. And if you feel like you want to participate yourself, the only way to do that is through my Discord server. I really appreciate you watching, God bless you, I'm out.